Have you ever wondered why the ruthless rise, while the good fade into silence? Why certain people dominate every room they walk into, while others are invisible, begging for scraps of recognition? It's not luck. It's not talent. It's not even intelligence. It's power. And 5 centuries ago, one man dared to write the most brutally honest manual on power ever conceived. Niccolo Machiavelli. A man so feared, so hated, that his very name became synonymous with deception, cunning, and ruthless strategy. But here's the truth. Machiavelli wasn't evil. He was realistic. He saw humanity for what it truly is, self-serving, fragile, easily manipulated. And instead of lie about it like everyone else, he weaponized it. So if Machiavelli were alive today in the chaos of social media, fake friends, corporate games, relationships built on lies, and a society that rewards appearances over substance, he would not only survive, he would outsmart everyone. And in this video, I will reveal his 21 rules of power, decoded, updated, and sharpened for the 21st century. But let me warn you, these rules are not moral. They are not positive thinking. They are not the gentle affirmations you've been spoon-fed by self-help gurus. These are the rules of survival in a world where people betray you, lie to you, use you, and discard you. By the end, you'll face a choice. Use these rules to rise above, or ignore them and remain the prey. Let's begin. Rule 1. Appear strong, even when you are weak. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. Machiavelli. Imagine walking into a room filled with predators. They're not looking at your heart. They're not weighing your kindness. They're scanning for weakness. If they sense hesitation, insecurity, or fear, you're already marked. Machiavelli knew this centuries ago. Power is perception. Today, it's no different. At work, in relationships, online, people believe appearances more than reality. If you look confident, they assume you're competent. If you sound certain, they follow, even if you're wrong. If you project strength, they hesitate before challenging you. The tragedy is this. Most people wait until they feel strong before they show strength. Machiavelli would laugh at this. He knew the truth. You must act strong long before you ever feel it. Think about your own life. How many times have you lost respect, not because you lacked ability, but because you looked uncertain? How many times has silence been mistaken for weakness? The world doesn't care if you're figuring things out. They only see the mask you wear. So we're a mask of dominance. Speak less, but speak with certainty. Hold eye contact longer than is comfortable. Carry yourself as though you cannot be defeated. Because here's the dark secret. Once people believe you're strong, they begin treating you as if you are. And slowly, their belief becomes your reality. That's the first rule. Never appear weak. Rule 2. Control information. Tell people only what they need to know. If you reveal everything, you surrender everything. In Machiavelli's time, secrets were survival. Kings fell not by armies, but by whispers in the court. Fast forward to today. We live in the age of oversharing. People spill their entire lives online, telling strangers their deepest insecurities, fears, and weaknesses. And then they wonder why they're manipulated, rejected, or laughed at behind closed doors. Machiavelli would shake his head. Power comes from controlling what people know about you. The less they know, the more they wonder. The more they wonder, the more they fear. Have you noticed how the most magnetic people are often the most mysterious? They don't explain themselves. They don't broadcast their every thought. They leave gaps that others fill with respect, intrigue, or even fear. Psychology confirms it. When information is missing, the brain fills it with imagination. And imagination is always more powerful than truth. So practice restraint. Share less. Reveal only what benefits you. Keep your strategies hidden, your vulnerabilities buried, and your real intentions cloaked. Because the moment you give people the full map of your mind, they will use it against you. Rule 3. Strike first or be crushed. Wars begin when you will, but they do not end when you please. Machiavelli. There is no such thing as neutrality in the world of power. Every day, whether you realize it or not, you are in a silent war for influence, respect, and control. The problem? Most people play defense. They wait. They hesitate. They hope conflict will dissolve on its own. But Machiavelli knew the opposite. If there is a threat, if there is an enemy, if there is competition for power, the one who strikes first controls the field. Think about modern life. In business, the person who launches first seizes a market. In relationships, the one who sets boundaries first earns respect. In conflict, the one who acts decisively gains dominance, while the hesitant get crushed. Hesitation is death. Proactivity is power. Have you noticed how the most intimidating people you know are the ones who never wait? They set the tone. They create the frame. They attack before anyone else can think. And once they do, everyone else is left reacting. Here's the Machiavellian truth. You either shape the battlefield, or you get shaped by it. So rule 3 is simple. Strike first, not recklessly, but strategically, because in the war of power, hesitation is surrender. Rule 4. Make others depend on you. If people can live without you, they will. If people can replace you, they will. Machiavelli understood one thing better than anyone. Loyalty is an illusion. People are loyal only to what they need. Think about it. Why do bosses keep certain employees even when they're difficult? Why do partners tolerate flaws they reject in anyone else? Why do societies tolerate leaders they claim to hate? Dependency. The secret of power is not in making people love you. It's in making them need you. In the workplace, this means becoming the one person who knows the system inside and out, the one whose absence creates chaos. In relationships, it means being the emotional anchor, the one who provides something they cannot get elsewhere. In social circles, it means being a connector, the one who holds the group together. Once people depend on you, they can betray you, insult you, even despise you, but they can never let you go. So stop chasing loyalty. Stop chasing love. Start building dependency. Because dependency binds tighter than affection ever will. Rule 5. Master the art of deception. Never attempt to win by force what could be won by deception. Machiavelli. Force is loud. Force is messy. Force creates enemies. But deception slides past offenses. Deception creates illusions that make people walk willingly into your hands. We like to think we're immune to lies. We're not. The entire modern world is built on deception. Marketing, politics, social media filters, curated identities. And yet, people keep falling for it. Why? Because the human brain wants to believe the comforting illusion. Machiavelli understood this. He knew that raw power frightens people. But power wrapped in beauty, charm, or false promises, that seduces them. The modern Machiavellian doesn't fight openly. He creates appearances. He spins stories. He sets traps of perception that people walk into by choice. And when they finally realize they've been deceived, it's already too late. So ask yourself, do you want to fight every battle openly, exhausting yourself? Or do you want to let deception win the war before the enemy even knows they're fighting? That's the 5th rule. Master deception or be mastered by it. Rule 6. Never trust love, trust fear. Machiavelli's most controversial idea was brutally simple. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Think about that. Love is fragile. Love is emotional. Love changes with time, with mood, with convenience. Fear is consistent. Fear is reliable. Fear makes people think twice before crossing you. You've seen this in your own life. People who said they loved you betrayed you when it was convenient. Friends who promised loyalty disappeared the moment you couldn't serve their interests. But the people who feared the consequences of losing you, they stayed. Fear does not mean cruelty. It means boundaries that cut deep. It means consequences that cannot be ignored. It means respect that does not vanish in the storm of emotion. The uncomfortable truth is this. You will never control how much people love you, but you can control how much they fear losing you. So stop chasing love. Build respect through fear. Because Machiavelli knew, fear endures where love fails. Rule 7. Hide your intentions. The greatest mistake in life is revealing your next move too soon. Machiavelli knew this. Once people know your plan, they can predict it, block it, and destroy it. Look around. The smartest predators, in business, politics, even in relationships, never show their full hand. They let you see just enough to think you understand them. But behind the mask, their real plan is hidden. In today's world, most people are too honest. They wear their hearts on their sleeves. They announce their dreams, their strategies, their desires, thinking others will support them. Instead, they arm their enemies with ammunition. Haven't you noticed? The moment you reveal your goal, someone close to you will discourage you, sabotage you, or quietly compete with you. This is why Machiavelli's advice is cold but essential. Say less than necessary. Give people breadcrumbs, not the whole map. Move in silence. Reveal only the surface, and strike before anyone even realizes you are playing a different game. Because the second people know your intentions, you've already lost. Rule 8. Destroy your enemies completely. Half measures breed revenge. Machiavelli studied history and saw the same pattern. Rulers who weakened their enemies but left them standing always face rebellion later. Translated to modern life. If you cut someone down halfway, humiliate them, but let them keep dignity, they will wait, plotting until they can strike back. We see this everywhere. In workplaces where rivals undermine each other until someone is forced out. In relationships where a toxic person lingers in the shadows, poisoning your reputation. In politics, where opponents wait decades for the perfect moment to return. Machiavelli's law is brutal. If you must confront an enemy, finish it. Not physically, but socially, strategically, emotionally. Crush their credibility. Dismantle their influence. Sever their hold completely. Because if you leave them with breath, they will use it to choke you later. It sounds harsh, but think of the opposite. How many times have you tried to keep the peace by going easy on someone, only for them to come back stronger? Mercy to enemies is cruelty to yourself. That is the 8th rule. Rule 9. Use people's emotions against them. Humans are not rational creatures. We are emotional animals, disguising feelings as logic. Machiavelli knew this centuries before psychology proved it. People don't want truth. They want validation. They want stories that fit their fears, desires, and insecurities. And the one who controls emotions controls decisions. Modern advertising thrives on this. Politicians thrive on this. Social media thrives on this. And yet, most people still think they can reason with others. They waste time arguing facts while the true winners are whispering directly into emotions. So stop arguing. Stop convincing. Start triggering. Make people feel safe and they will trust you. Make them feel guilty and they will obey you. Make them feel hopeful and they will follow you into battle. Make them feel fear and they will never cross you. Logic informs. Emotion commands. If you want influence, stop speaking to the mind and start speaking to the heart. Rule 10. Build an aura of unpredictability. Predictability is weakness. When people know exactly how you will react, they can control you. They can plan against you. They can corner you. But if you are unpredictable, even just slightly, you become dangerous. Machiavelli understood this. Leaders who kept people guessing were harder to challenge. Enemies hesitate when they cannot calculate your next move. Look at the people you admire or fear most. Why do they command attention? Because they are not fully predictable. Their silence is unsettling. Their sudden moves shock everyone. Their timing is never obvious. And in today's world, where everyone is broadcasting their every thought online, unpredictability is more powerful than ever. Post less, speak less, reveal less. Then, when you act, make it sharp, decisive, and shocking. This unpredictability forces others to respect you, because they never know if today you'll be merciful or merciless. And that uncertainty makes you untouchable. Rule 11. Appear weak, strike strong. Machiavelli mastered the art of deception. He understood something most people forget. The greatest victories happen when your opponent underestimates you. Think about this. If people see you as strong, as confident, as dominant, they will prepare against you. But if they see you as weak, harmless, even naive, they let their guard down. And when they let their guard down, that's when you strike. In today's world, this principle is everywhere. The quiet employee who no one noticed, until they rose and took over the company. The calm fighter who didn't trash talk until the fight began and they destroyed their opponent. The introvert who seemed harmless until their silence became strategy. Machiavelli's brilliance was not in brute force. It was in patience, in hiding claws until the exact moment of attack. So don't always try to look strong. Sometimes, the greatest power lies in being underestimated, because nothing is more terrifying than realizing the prey was actually the predator all along. Rule 12. Use time as a weapon. Impatience destroys more people than failure ever could. Machiavelli saw rulers collapse because they acted too soon, striking before the right moment. Timing is everything. Think about your own life. How many times have you rushed into arguments, decisions, or relationships, only to regret it later? How many victories were lost, not because you were weak, but because you were impatient? Machiavelli knew, sometimes the greatest power is not in acting, but in waiting. Time weakens enemies. Time exposes truths. Time destroys illusions. And when you wait long enough, people show their real faces. But here's the darker side. Time can also be a weapon. Delay an answer long enough, and people grow desperate. Make them wait, and they value your presence more. Force patience on others, and you control the rhythm of the game. So stop living like every battle must be fought today. Machiavelli's law is simple. He who controls time controls power. Rule 13. Reward loyalty, punish betrayal. Human beings are predictable. They follow incentives like rivers follow gravity. Reward loyalty, and loyalty grows. Tolerate betrayal, and betrayal spreads. Machiavelli was ruthless on this point. If someone proved loyal, you elevate them, protect them, and make their loyalty profitable. But if someone betrayed you, no second chances. Modern life proves him right. How many people have betrayed you more than once? And why? Because you gave them permission to. The truth is harsh. Every act to betray you, forgive plants the seed for future betrayal. But every act of loyalty you reward plants the seed for greater loyalty. Machiavelli's brilliance was knowing this balance. He created systems where loyalty was survival and betrayal was death. You must do the same in your life. Make people understand one thing. Loyalty brings rewards. Betrayal brings ruin. That clarity makes you untouchable. Rule 14. Master the art of absence. Here's a secret most people will never understand. The more available you are, the less you are valued. Machiavelli knew this centuries ago, long before social media made everyone too available. Think about it. When something is rare, people chase it. When it's everywhere, people ignore it. The same is true with you. The person who's always present, always available, always giving becomes invisible. But the one who withdraws, who creates scarcity, who leaves people wondering where they went, becomes valuable. This is why kings, leaders, and even celebrities disappear and reappear. Their absence creates desire. Their silence creates curiosity. Their distance creates demand. Machiavelli knew that presence without scarcity breeds contempt. So he weaponized absence. Learn this art. Don't always answer right away. Don't always show up. Don't always give people unlimited access. Because when you pull away, your presence becomes priceless. Rule 15. Control the narrative. Reality is not about truth. It's about perception. Machiavelli understood that history is written not by those who are right, but by those who control the story. Look at the world today. Politics, media, corporations, all of them thrive on controlling the narrative. Once you control how people see you, how they talk about you, how they remember you, you no longer need to control reality itself, because perception is stronger than fact. If they see you as powerful, you are powerful. If they see you as dangerous, you are dangerous. If they see you as untouchable, you are untouchable. And here's the trick. You don't need to tell the whole story. You just need to tell your version with confidence until people believe it. Machiavelli's genius was this. He didn't just fight battles. He wrote the story of those battles. And in that story, he always won. So stop letting others define you. Seize the narrative. Shape it. Control it. Because the one who tells the story controls the world. Rule 16. Silence is a weapon. Most people fear silence. They rush to fill every pause with words, every gap with explanations, every moment with noise. But Machiavelli knew the opposite. Silence terrifies. When you say nothing, you force others to wonder what you're thinking. When you pause before answering, they question their own words. When you remain quiet during conflict, they feel unsettled. In modern psychology, silence is one of the most effective dominance tactics. The negotiator who doesn't rush to speak wins. The leader who listens more than they talk commands. The individual who withholds words forces others to spill theirs. Machiavelli knew words reveal weakness. Silence conceals strength. So speak less. Say only what's necessary. Because silence in the right hands can be louder than any voice. Rule 17. Divide to dominate. Unity is powerful, but unity is also fragile. Machiavelli observed that no empire, no army, no kingdom collapses from external attack until it first crumbles from within. So he mastered a brutal truth. If you want control, don't fight strength directly. Divide it. Turn allies into rivals. Turn friends into competitors. Turn unity into suspicion. And once people are divided, they're easier to dominate. Look at the world today. Politics thrives on division. Corporations manipulate competition between workers. Society is engineered to keep people distracted, fighting each other instead of the system. It's ugly. It's ruthless. But it works. Machiavelli's law is eternal. You don't need to destroy people. You just need to make them destroy each other. Rule 18. Always appear moral, never be naive. Here's the paradox of power. The masses don't want truth. They want the illusion of morality. Machiavelli saw leaders who were cruel, corrupt, and cunning, but who survived because they appeared just compassionate and moral. Modern life is no different. People still judge you on appearances, not reality. So Machiavelli's advice was simple. Be ruthless if you must. Be cunning if you must. But always with a mask of virtue. Smile while you strike. Preach honesty while you deceive. Act compassionate while you calculate. Because the crowd doesn't care about what you really are. They care about what you appear to be. This is not about hypocrisy. It's about survival. And those who fail to master this are destroyed by those who do. Rule 19. Exploit human nature, don't fight it. Machiavelli understood something psychologists now confirm. People don't change. They are driven by the same desires, fears, and weaknesses that have always existed. Greed, lust, fear, status, envy, ambition. These forces are eternal. The weak fight human nature. They demand fairness, equality, honesty. And they suffer when reality refuses to bend. The powerful exploit human nature. They use greed to motivate. They use fear to control. They use envy to divide. They use ambition to bind others to their will. You cannot change what people are, but you can use what they are to your advantage. And that, Machiavelli knew, is the foundation of power. Rule 20. Never reveal your full power. The greatest danger is not having enemies. It is making your enemies desperate. Machiavelli warned rulers not to flaunt all their strength. Why? Because when people believe they are doomed, they fight with the strength of the dying. The same is true today. If you reveal every strategy, every resource, every advantage, you force others to resist with everything they have. But if you conceal your full power, they remain uncertain. They hesitate. They underestimate. And hesitation is death. Think of the poker player who hides their winning hand, the fighter who never reveals their full technique in training, the strategist who always holds back one final move. Machiavelli's lesson: power is not in showing everything. Power is in showing just enough to make people fear what else you might be hiding. Rule 21. Build fear and respect that outlast you. The ultimate test of power is not how strong you are while alive. It's what happens after you're gone. Machiavelli studied rulers whose legacies crumbled the moment they died, and others whose names struck fear for centuries. What made the difference? They didn't just rule with strength. They built myths. They created an aura of fear and respect that lived beyond them. This is your final lesson. Don't just think about today. Think about legacy. What will people whisper about you when you're not in the room? What reputation will remain when you're no longer present? Machiavelli understood that power ends, but influence can live forever. So build your legend now. Craft the story they'll tell when you're gone. Because the game doesn't end with you. It continues in the shadows of your name. Most people will click away and return to their illusions. But you stayed. That means you're different. Subscribe to Dark Code Psychology and join the few who choose to see the world as it really is.